What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the NFL DFS contenders for Sunday Night Football, Niners and Broncos. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments, who do you like? Who do you dislike? What are your favorite plays for Sunday Night Football? And finally, I need you guys to go check out Prize Picks, the presenting sponsor of this video. There's a link in the description. Click that, head on over, make a deposit. They'll match anything up to $100. So even if you've only got like 45 bucks, they'll match it with 45. But if you can get to 100, put in the full 100. You don't need an optimizer or anything like that. You're picking player props, over-unders. If you can hit 5 in one parlay card, basically, you'll net up to 10x your entry fee. Now we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 plays with Robbie Gould, George Kittle, Jeff Wilson, Javonte Williams, and Brandon Ayuk on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. In first at that number 5 spot, we've got Cortland Sutton, 9,400, projected for 14 fantasy points. Denver, 1.5 point dogs here against the Niners, 44.5 point total, pretty reasonable game. 14% likelihood that Sutton is going north of 30 fantasy points, 11% chance that he is your optimal captain today, plus another 31 at utility. It was enough to basically just pass out Brandon Ayuk to get into that top 5. I like the price tag. I love the ceiling. I don't have much else to say. I mean, he's pretty close to the coin flip mark, and we all know that Cortland Sutton is pretty good. What's not to like here? In at number 4, which surprised me a little bit, we've got Russell Wilson, 10,800, projected for 17 fantasy points. Again, Denver, slight dogs, 44.5 point total. This is just going to be a competitive game based on the line. 11% chance Wilson goes for more than 30. A 10% likelihood he's your captain, plus another 35% at the flex spot. I honestly expected Russell Wilson to rank a little higher for me. It's rare you see a quarterback fall all the way down to the number 4 spot, particularly when that quarterback is actually talented. Sometimes you can see it happen if the price is a little too high on one of these backup scrubs, but that is not the case here. That's just a testament to what this slate sort of looks like, where you can make a very viable lineup that does not include Russell Wilson here. And there's probably a slightly higher opportunity to make a lineup that doesn't include either quarterback. That's on the table right now. Now, Jimmy G does look a little bit better than Russell Wilson. We're going to touch on him in a second. But for right now, Wilson in at number 4, but still not in the optimal 50% of the time. Sticking with Denver again for number 3, Jerry Jeudy, 8,200, projected for 13.7. Again, underdogs. Again, roughly like a 12% chance to go for north of 30. So we've got a theme so far for Denver in that Jeudy, Wilson, and Sutton can really be like mixed around and matched all over the place. 12% chance that Jeudy is in the optimal at captain, 34% at the flex. Judy's just simply a little bit cheaper and a little bit easier to roster than Sutton, but the difference between 46% optimal and 42% optimal is basically nothing in this discussion. If you prefer Jeudy to Sutton, great. If you prefer Sutton to Jeudy, great. If you want to get them both, also great. They're both really good options. That's why they're both in the top 5. Now we take a pretty sizable step up in tier, and we've got Jimmy G, 9K, projected for 15.5. San Francisco, the favorites in this one. Our first 49er, and we're crossing the coin flip threshold. Now, Jimmy G, we're not expecting a monster day here. 8% likelihood of going north of 30, 9% chance to be the optimal captain, but a 46% likelihood that he is optimal at the flex. Getting a quarterback at 9K creates so much additional value throughout the rest of your lineup that you're going to be able to, you're not going to have to pay down to something truly egregious in that last spot. You'll have a little bit of extra salary to go around, because to get someone at 9K with the floor of Jimmy G is just going to improve your lineups dramatically. And that's why you see the difference in optimal odds. 46% to Jeudy at the 3 spot, 55 to Garoppolo at 2. First guy to pass the coin flip. But honestly, kind of crazy to me. Jimmy G, not the number 1 guy. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder, like, subscribe, notification bell. That's the right out of the gate. That's what you guys need to do. Subscribe to the channel is the big one, because I want to build this community even bigger than we already have it. But the likes make me feel pretty good. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments what you like, and then go sign up at Prize Picks. Deebo Samuel into the number 1 spot with a monster price tag, 11,400. This guy does everything for the 49ers. 18.8 fantasy point projection. Niners are favored. Deebo gets into the optimal 57% of the time, just enough to edge out Jimmy G. There's a 36% likelihood that Deebo goes north of 30 fantasy points. A 19% chance that he is your optimal captain, plus another 37% at the flex. He's the best play you're going to find for tonight's games. He's going to do it in basically every facet of the game on offense. You can see he's very clearly the top non-quarterback for the 49ers. He's just going to soak up so much right now. So it makes it pretty easy to say that Deebo Samuel is my number 1 contender. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NFL DFS contenders on DraftKings for Sunday Night Football, Broncos and Niners. FanDuel version of this video is around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win a little bit of that money. We're back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.